Hey everyone, before we get started today, I just wanted to talk a little bit about what this video is and what it isn't. So in order to kind of think about this, I like to think of it like in medical terms. So this video kind of reminds me of a simple first aid kit. You know how you have your bandages and maybe your gauze and those little alcohol wipes, just very simple things. And those are really good for when you have a scrape or a cut or maybe a splinter or something like that. Something that is definitely causes you trouble, causes you some pain, but it isn't so intense that you need to seek help from a doctor. So this video is kind of like mental health first aid. So it's the kind of stress that you feel like is everyday stuff. Maybe it's on a scale of 1 to 10. It's a 5 or less. You're maybe struggling a little bit with some frustration, some anger. You just want to cope better. Or maybe you want to do it preventative. You want to kind of cut things off before they get really, really bad. But this definitely is not a replacement for professional help, especially if you're at a place where your emotions are really intense and you feel like you're losing control, or you're not able to control your actions when you're feeling those emotions, or you're having thoughts about harming yourself or others. If any of those things are happening, please reach out to me or Daniel. And I'm also going to post the number for the Mattie Rhodes Counseling Center and our crisis line at the bottom of this video. So again, this video is really good for maybe that lower grade, think cuts and scrapes, but if you've got a really serious, maybe like a really bad burn, we're gonna need to get professional help. Okay, so let's get started. Hey everyone, so today's video is going to be a little bit different. We wanted to give you a couple of tools in case you were feeling really stressed out, really emotional, really overwhelmed. I think that those are really common things to be feeling right now. And even though things are kind of in some ways improving, that sometimes almost makes it even harder because we still have to wait, we still have to be inside. It's so beautiful out, it's been such a long time, and I know so many of us are feeling just so stressed and over it and overwhelmed and just on the brink, having basically on our last nerve. So because of that, I'm going to show you guys just a couple of really simple things that you can do to kind of help get some calm back, maybe when you're feeling really activated or you're super mad or you're super upset. These are some strategies I actually use. And they've actually been really helpful to me too. So the first one is called 4-7-8 breathing. And this is a really cool technique because it essentially gets into it helps activate your nervous system in a way that calms you down. I've heard it's as effective as a pill sometimes, if you can do it right. And the reason that it does that is because we have our fight and flight response. And this is essentially the opposite response. This helps us activate the calm down response. And I know a lot of us are in that kind of fight or flight stress all the time. So this helps us release, calm down, and really just relax a little bit. Maybe not enough, but at least a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to inhale for 4. Then we're going to hold our breath as much as we can for about 7. And then we're going to let it out for 8. And it's really important to make the breath, your exhale, longer than your inhale. That's the most important thing. The counting, you can kind of make it your own based on your own breath, but the most important thing is making that exhale a lot longer. So we're going to go So this time I'm going to count for you. Inhale deep from your belly. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now let it out nice and slow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And it's important to try to get it going from your stomach up like that, as if you're moving like, and then you're kind of collapsing, kind of like a cool dance move. So I'm going to try it one more time with you guys. It's kind of hard to breathe and count at the same time, so I'm going to do my best. So usually I just do that as many times as I need to. Sometimes I do it in the morning, sometimes I do it at night when I can't fall asleep. And it's really, really calming, and it makes me kind of stop all the thoughts in my head that are always running around. It kind of makes them pause for a second. So the second thing that I wanted to do, and this one is really hard. I don't think I've ever actually successfully made it through the whole alphabet, but this is was offered to me recently. So it's kind of like a scavenger hunt that you do from your chair. And it's a way of kind of getting you back into the present moment. When I use it, it's usually when I'm worrying about a lot of things, when I'm overthinking, and I think, okay, I gotta be here in this moment in my surroundings. So what you do is you go through the alphabet and you find something in your vicinity, in your surroundings, that starts with each letter of the alphabet. And it's a lot harder than you would think. So I'm gonna start with A. And A can be for amarillo. I'm going to cheat a little bit. I see an amarillo caja, a little yellow box over there. So now we'll go to B. Oh, B for box. Okay, there's a box over there too. I just cheated. Let's see now. C. Let's see. Ooh, C for corner. There's some really nice corners in here. Now D. Oh, D for the little tiny dog I just made. Even though I can't see it, it's a little bit cheating. And then E. Ooh, this is hard. Let's say E for an edge. Lots of edges around here. So you guys can keep going as long as you need to. You can challenge yourself and feel like I don't want to make you wait and watch me struggle to find the whole alphabet. But that's a really nice thing. Something I also do is I just go through and try to find all of the yellow things that I can. Or I'll go through the rainbow and I find all the red things I can, all the orange things I can, all the yellow things I can, all the green things I can. That's a really fun way of like getting back in the moment as well. I also do it with shapes, all the squares, all the circles, all the lines. That's a really fun one as well. So finally, this last skill is really, really important for when you're really, like, you have just outreached your limit, you are over the top, nothing else is going to work, and you feel like, I have had it, I'm over it, this is it, crisis mode. And this is something that you do absolutely have to ask for help in those moments, so please make sure that this never comes in between that. But this can kind of help you get down in your level of to like a slightly calmer level that you might be able to think a little bit clearly and communicate a little bit more about, clearly about what's going on with you. So this is usually if like 10 is out of control, you're like maybe a 7 or above. So the first, it's called the TIP skills, T-I-P. And the first one is temperature. And what I often do is I keep an orange and I put it in the freezer. And if I or someone else around me is feeling really, really upset or activated, I'll go get that orange out of the freezer. And the orange is really cold, but it also smells really good. And so as it warms and I keep it in my hands, I start feeling myself kind of come down a little because that cold almost like jolts me into this present moment. It's also really good to put it on the back of your neck especially if you're feeling like really physically overwhelmed. That can be a really nice thing to do too. So usually something cold, an ice pack, a pack of pee, something like that will kind of just help get you back in the moment a little bit, give your system a jolt. The second one is intense exercise. And I know that's not always like, who wants to intensely exercise when they're feeling really upset? But something that I like to do is I actually like to go up to a wall and I like to push really hard with all of my weight on that wall and just push until my body's shaking, and then let go. That's a nice kind of non-destructive way of just really getting that energy out. And that kind of brings us to our next thing, which is called progressive muscle relaxation. There's a lot of really cool videos on the internet about this. People will guide you through a whole really cool meditation. But the easiest way to do it is to take your whole body and just clench every single part of your body up really tight, like this. Like you're just one giant balled fist. And then slowly let different parts of your body relax. Really slowly. I find that one to be really helpful. And you can do it in different ways. You can start with your hands, go down. You can do it as many times as you want. The best things about these skills is that they're adaptable for you. You can use them however you want. And we definitely love to hear from you and hear how these skills went. And I hope you guys are having an awesome week and that these skills are useful and that you enjoy the sunshine.